Hi everyone, in this lesson we will be setting up our folder structure so that we can remain organized throughout the course. We've provided a downloadable link so that you can download the clips and the other assets that we'll be using to create our video edit in this course. So please make sure that you have all of those assets downloaded. I have my assets downloaded there right here on my desktop in this Nelson folder. And before we get started, I'm going to move these clips and the assets onto an external hard drive. You can choose where you'd like to keep this footage, the assets, and where you'd like to work off of this editing project. When I'm editing a project, I prefer to work off of an external hard drive. So what I'll do is I'll actually make 2 copies of all of the assets for the project I'm working on, which includes the clips, the music, the audio, the logos, and so on. So that in case anything were to ever happen to one of my projects on one of my hard drives, I always have that second safety backup. If you have an external hard drive that you'd like to use where you will keep this project and all of the assets, then you can follow along with me. And if you're choosing to work directly off your desktop, that's fine too. You can still follow along and just make sure that our folder structure is the same. So as we go through this course, we're on the same page. So as you can see, I have my 5 terabyte hard drive right here. I've got a folder called Video Project that I'm going to click on. And this is where I'm going to drag and drop all of my clips and the downloadable resources for this project, like so. So I've currently got this Nelson folder, which you should have downloaded on my desktop. I will drag that into here. All right, now that they're copied over, we've got the folder called Nelson. This is the name of the project. We'll click on that. We have ACAM, which has around 50 clips that are both 1920 by 1080 resolution as well as 4K resolution. Some of them are also in slow-mo, so we'll be working with all 3 in this project. Below, we have our H6, which is our audio folder with our dialogue, and as you can see, we have audio 1L, audio 1R, and it continues like this. Quickly, I'll give you a little bit of insight into why we have 2 different channels, one left and one right, L and R. The reason is because on some of the shoots that we do in our video production company that are smaller, we often use an H6 audio recorder, and we have an adapter that plugs right on top of the H6 called an EXH-6. This audio adapter has 2 additional channels, so when one channel of audio is being recorded out of this adapter, it will record at both the set decibel level that the audio recordist has, and it will also create a duplicate of that audio on a second backup track that's recorded at -12 decibels lower. In some situations where you have a cinematographer also covering audio on a run and gun shoot, or you're working on a smaller budget shoot, or you simply just don't have a professional audio recordist dedicated to recording audio, this H6 adapter definitely comes in handy and makes the life of an editor much easier, because in case the original audio track has any parts in it where the person being recorded speaks really, really loudly and the audio peaks, the editor will also have that backup track to work with. As we go through this project, you will see some examples of when this backup track definitely comes in handy. We also have our logo folder, we have our music folder, we have our project folder where our Premiere Pro project will be saved, and we have our voiceover folder. Now that we've gone over what each folder contains, let's open up Premiere Pro and get started on this project.